Hello again. Today we're going to be learning the single crochet. The single crochet stitch looks like this. And this here is a washcloth, and this is going to actually be the project that we do in this class. I have here a cotton yarn. It is self-striping, as you can see by the cloth, and we will be using it to make a washcloth. Let's get started. I have here my 5.5 millimeter hook, and this is 4-ply cotton yarn. We're going to start by reviewing the stitches we learned in the last video, which was the slip knot and the slip stitch and the chain. So again, for the slip knot, I have my tail over here, my working yarn over here. We twist, we fold, and we pull, and then we stick it on our hook. And then we're going to start with a chain of 20, I believe, or was it 30? You can chain however many you want. It will just determine the size of the washcloth that you have. I'm going to chain 21. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Let's see if that matches the first one. Yep, so this is about the same length as the one that I just did first. So, we have a chain of 21, and what we're going to do is, using our chain, I went into the top part of the V. To do the single crochet, you're going to skip the first stitch. So the chain on your hook does not count. And this first chain after, we're going to skip, and we're going to go into this second chain. So you go in, then you're going to wrap your yarn over from front to back, from back to front, and you're going to pull it back through the chain you just entered into. So now you have 2 loops on your hook. We're going to yarn over again from back to front, and we're going to pull it through both loops on the hook. So the difference between the single crochet and the slip stitch is, with the slip stitch, you go back through the chain and then you immediately go through the loop that's on your hook already. But with the single crochet, you make 2 loops first and then you yarn over again. So let's try that again. The next chain in the row, we're going to go into the chain, we're going to yarn over, we're going to go back through the chain, we have 2 loops on our hook, we're going to yarn over from back to front and pull through both loops on the hook. Again, into the chain, yarn over, pull back through, 2 loops, yarn over, pull through both loops. And we're going to continue this across the rest of the chain. And we're going to end up with 20 single crochets. And we have 20 because we skipped that first one. So that's why I chained 21. I wanted to have 20 single crochets, and so when you do a single crochet, you always skip the first chain, and so you always do one more than the number of chains that you want, and that's how you make sure that you always have the number of chains that you want. And continue across. Oops, got a little too close to the camera. Let's move back some. We have here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 single crochets. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Alright, now we've completed one whole row of single crochet, and what we're going to do, I'm going to zoom back out again, is we're going to chain one. So just like making a chain, we yarn over from back to front and we pull through the loop on our hook, and then we're going to turn our work, because we can't, well, for the regular single crochet, you don't work from left to right, you work from right to left. So we have to turn our work so that we work back across our row. And you have a decision to make. You can either have this chain one count as your first stitch, or you can have it not count. And I'm going to have it not count, and I'm going to work into this first V stitch here. Sorry, not V. I'm going to work under this first single crochet under both loops. You pull back through, yarn over, pull through 2 loops into the next one. I'm choosing to work under both loops. You can work either in the front loop, which is this one here, the loop that's closest to you. You can work in the back loop only, which is the one furthest from you, or you can work under both loops. Excuse me one moment while I let my dog out of the room. Okay, so now we have 2 single crochets, three, both loops, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, insert your hook under the 2 loops, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and this last one is a little bit tricky to work into, but you can do it. And 20. If you notice, I turn and twist and finagle my hook in any way I can to get it into and out of a stitch. So don't feel like if you have to wrestle with it a little bit that you're doing it wrong. It just, some yarns aren't stretchy, so if you work tight stitches, then it can be a little bit challenging to work into. One way you can combat that is to kind of move up in your hook size. So we're going to chain one, turn, and work into this first single crochet, yarn over, pull through both loops to the next, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, hang on a second please, 18, 19, and either I counted wrong or I skipped a stitch. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Oh, my last stitch is hiding from me. Let's find it here. Yep, it got a little pulled tight, but it's here. This is what would be called working into the turning chain. And that chain one that we do before we turn is what they refer to when they talk about the turning chain. And we're gonna work under these 2 loops here.
I did not know you were in here, Mama.
That's okay, Victoria. Not right now, okay? What do you, okay, just hang on 1 minute, please. And right now my hook is going to be too big to get in there because I worked it too tight. So we're going to make this work by just pulling on that loop a little bit. And I'm just going to work under 1 loop instead of both loops, just to make it work.
You're just one silly mama.
I am a silly mama, aren't I? Alright, there we go. That's our 20. And we continue this pattern for the number of rows that you want. Look, and actually, if you decide you would rather have a bookmark than a washcloth, then here you go. You got a handy little bookmark that will work in any book. And you work long rows, you can get a washcloth. If you work several more rows, you can get a cowl, and even more rows, you can get a whole scarf. Now, I will say with single crochet, it will take quite some time to get a whole scarf with just single crochet rows. But you get the idea of what we're doing. You continue the rows until you're satisfied with the length you want. I worked 20 rows, I believe, to get my washcloth. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Oh, okay, 22 rows. And what I did to make a square was I measured the width and I worked rows until I had the same width, or the same length of rows as I had the width of stitches. And that's all I did. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll hope to hear from you in the comments. Thank you.